Oh, hi there. I'm Amber Valentine, and this is After the Chop 80s edition, in case you couldn't tell. So, tonight we're going to get into the real dirt, the real drama, who was in the top, who was in the bottom. We'll talk to your judges and your hosts. So stay with us. Let's get started. So for the first time this whole show, the third episode, I have Synthetic here.
Shalom.
At least for a full video, fingers crossed. Okay, so This is my season 1 sis. I think your body is body goals for everyone. Your hair is always slang. That being said, how did you feel about your performance tonight? I thought that, I know you were in the bottom, but I thought during your lip sync for your life, you just came alive and gave me everything I love about Synthetic. So how do you feel about your night?
I feel pretty good about it. They said last week that they wanted me to do something different, like more, I guess, like pretty, like not so punk or whatever. So I thought I did that tonight. I felt pretty good about it. I was happy with my songs because, like, I grew up listening to that music, like 90s freestyle music. Like my mom always listened to it. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do that tonight. Yeah, and I felt pretty good about it.
I feel like you definitely came with that energy. That's what I got from it. So, all right. So the hard-hitting question now. Now that you've kind of gotten to know these new group of girls, it'll never be like season 1, I'm sure. But who do you think you see as your biggest competition right now?
I would say honestly Adriana.
Okay.
Even though she was my season 1 sis. But for like the season, like the new girls, I would probably say Mickey Mirage. Oh, and Kenya Sanchez.
Yeah.
And Lavish.
Okay.
Fucking everybody, goddamn.
I think Veronica mentioned that it was hard to tell in the beginning of our season who was going to be the front runner.
Right.
And I felt like the first couple weeks of this competition too, I was kind of like, I don't know who's really jumping out at me. You know, I have a few here and there. But now I'm like, okay, I'm seeing contenders all over the place. But obviously you're one too, so. Just got to keep doing you, sis. But thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Finally, I got my airtime.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So happy to feature
The video
you.
probably cut off.
I know, right? Oh, okay. So since we haven't gotten to do this before, tell everyone your social media where they can follow you.
Okay. On Instagram, I'm at Synthetic Official, and Facebook, Aaron Strug, my boy name. It's just the letter A. A week ago, it was. Can I say it? Needed right now. And that's about it. I don't have Twitter, Twatter, whatever the kids do these days.
I don't use it either. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Synthetic, everyone. Finally, Synthetic. All right. So I have Mercy Mercury here with a hairstyle that is trying to sabotage her. How do you feel about tonight's performance? You were in the bottom. Yes, in the bottom. But you managed to stay alive in this competition, didn't get the chop. So how do you feel?
I feel victorious. I feel like I thought the first time I landed in the bottom, I was going to be out of here. But, like, here I am, y'all. Y'all got to deal with me another week. So, yeah, I feel great.
Good. Glad to hear it. So, all right, tell me now that you've gotten to know your sisters a little bit, who you think might be your biggest competition, who you're going to have to take down.
Oh, Kenya Sanchez, hands down. Just, like, pinnacle of drag. Lavish has a lot of fans, so I think she's also going to be one to look out for. Lemon's got a big family that loves to come out and support, so I think those might be, like, the top 3 of the season, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, though, is the amount of fans doesn't always matter. I mean, Lola last season had a lot of friends some weeks, and some weeks not as many people, so she would be in the bottom here and there. It kind of didn't matter for her because it was like, as long as you're sick enough to pull through when it matters, you can make it through. So you got to keep that mindset.
Yeah. I'm just excited to, like, keep pushing, keep seeing what I'm going to be doing. I think I'm going to change it up next week, give them something different. So
yeah, it's dominatrix or whips and chains for the runway, and then it's girl groups.
And I feel like those are both things that I could easily just slip into my normal path and just be doing what I'm doing. But I think I want to change it up and show something different, show that I deserve to be here and I deserve to win.
Yeah, good. I'm proud of you. Can't wait to see you bring next week. It's going to be exciting. So,
Thank you so much.
Mercy Mercury, everyone. All right, everyone. I am sitting here with the medicine herself, Miss Allegra GE, and she gave me some medicine tonight with TLC No Scrubs. I think if you just say the song, they can't sue me without singing it. Anyway, how do you feel about your performance? You were safe.
Yes.
Okay.
Safe tonight. Second week safe, which I'll take, but I'm ready to be in the back and the top.
Yeah.
You know, like that first week. I felt good about the performance. I get what the judges said. Like, I need to take a bigger risk. I feel like I did that performance well. It's just like
Totally.
that performance needs to be a little bit bigger. If that makes sense. Yeah. So.
Absolutely. I think it's all about like everyone's talented, so it's like these big ideas that people get, and then they execute them, and sometimes they don't go well, and sometimes they kill it. But yeah, it's all about like upping your game every week. I noticed that last season too, especially with Lola in the competition. It was like every week I'm like, I have to step this up more than I've ever done, because it's like this is the biggest competition I feel like there is. It's like real life Drag Race.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, that being said, tell me who you think your biggest competition is.
I would say, just because I'm like big dancer, Kenya is definitely up there for competition wise. And Adriana Fonta fucking can slay a lip sync. So I'm gonna come for.
Yeah, good for you. That's a good attitude to have. I like it. All right, so next week you have a Lips and Chains runway, and then you have a girl group member. Are you feeling confident about that?
I'm really excited for the girl group member. I got 2 great teammates. We're ready to murder it. So this way, y'all ain't ready at all.
Okay, I'm pumped to see it. Thank you for sitting down with me, and I'm sorry I missed you last week.
No problem.
All right, thank you. Allegra D, everyone. You need some medicine? All right, I am sitting here with Kenya Sanchez, who, all right, week 1, I saw you, and I thought, she's good. Week 2, I saw you, and I thought, I love her. Week 3, I saw you, and I'm fully obsessed with you. I just think you have the best personality. I love this. These braids are literally like.
You can touch them. I love how you stop though before you even.
No, I was just.
Because a lot of girls don't do that. They just reach in and grab your hair.
Well, that's a black girl and a drag
Yeah,
girl.
you just can't just reach in and just touch my hair.
Must be.
But you can touch it though, Amber. Go ahead and touch it. If it's stiff, it's stiff.
Trust me, all my exes are black, so I know the.
Yes. Injection.
Okay, so tonight you killed it. Your dancing was incredible. I loved your reveal, everything. The song choice is perfect. How do you feel about the performance tonight?
I feel my performance was great. I had a very, very great time. The audience was into it. The judges were into it. I think I did great. Yeah.
I would agree. So you were safe, but I think, like, again, you won week 1. No one's forgetting about you. You're the one on everyone's mind. A lot of people said you're their biggest competition.
Oh.
So I want to hear from you who you think is your biggest competition.
I don't know. Honestly, like, it's so many good girls. I think Lavish is sickening. I think Mickey Mirage is sickening.
Or Mirage.
Mickey Mirage.
Mickey.
She's sickening. You know, Peaches. Who else is sickening? Allegra GE is sickening. Fonta. Oh, bitch, she's sickening. Synthetic. I mean, all the girls are really, really great. Honestly.
Name all of them.
Yeah, no, I just named them all, basically. They're all really great, and we're all fighting for it.
Yeah.
And I think a little shade moment, because it's better for TV.
Yep.
The girls are really great. And I want to say that the girls are very, very lucky that right now we have audience votes. Because I'm new here. I've only been doing drag in Chicago for about a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I've been doing drag in general for about 100 years.
Right.
Yeah. But I've only been doing drag here in Chicago for about a year. So I don't really have that fan base. I don't have those people that are here rooting for me. But every week that I come, I've gained a new fan. Yeah. Every time that I come, the people here are awesome. You're amazing, we love you, and just that love and that camaraderie is everything, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So once those girls get out for the voters, but no, I have great competition. These bitches are sickening.
Yeah. Well, you're new, but you're already growing fans. I'm a fan.
Thank you. I'm a fan too. Oh. Yes. I'm ready for you to beat my mug out. All
right, let's do it.
Yes.
All right, so next week is going to be like the Chains runway, and then you have a girl group. Are you feeling good about that?
I'm feeling very good about the runway. The girl group, it's a little 50-50. You know, that always is working with other people. But luckily, I'm working with some really good girls. Mickey Mirage, Allegra GE, bad bitches, and then Black Girl Magic all the way through.
Yes.
So we're going to slay. So I'm so excited. So excited.
I can't wait to see it. I know it's going to be amazing. So thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Kenya.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Here I am with Mickey Mirage. And, okay, I know it's not about my opinion at all, but you were safe tonight. But, okay, here's when I know something is, like, really, really good drag. It's when I'm like, I'm jealous. I wish I'd thought of that idea. It was so good. She had, well, at PG, she had a whole gimmick with an adult toy that vibrated, and it just kept going on and on and on. It escalated throughout the whole performance, and it was like so like equal parts cute and equal parts like sassy
and sexy.
So like and sexy, yeah.
A little bit, just a bit.
Okay, so tell me how you felt about it overall.
I feel really good. I took the critiques from last week and I tried to apply them to this week in that they said I focused not enough on the performance. So I was like, okay, well then I'll give them that. So, and I wanted to be what Mickey would be like in the 80s, which is all alone in her house with her favorite boyfriend, aka beautifully phallic shaped piece of plastic. And I don't know, I wanted to serve a little bit of comedy, show some range, and I think I did that.
Yeah,
and
I would say so.
I was happy to be safe today.
Yeah. So who do you think in this competition, tell me all the tea, is your biggest competition?
Honestly, my biggest competition is myself because I'm so sickening. No. I feel like it's maybe a little too hard to tell that yet.
It is early.
Because everybody's got there's a lot of young queens that have a big fan base at the moment who want to come out and support them. They're living their dream for the first time, so their families are a huge threat because they got votes.
True.
But there's also like some people who like are really talented. I think if I had to pick one name right now, I think my biggest competition in this competition is perhaps Kenya Sanchez. Just because she's gotten good critiques every week, and that bitch can outdance me. So I have to think on my feet about what I can do to serve it stronger than that. And I know that in a lip sync for your life, stunts and dancing, that goes over so well. So it is. That's probably the most threatening queen.
Well, I mean, I would say like if I could give a little bit of advice, I only got second place, but like I think I can dance, but I'm not like the best dancer, especially against Lola. So it is like all about ideas and thinking outside the box and having like the better ideas just in general. And like tonight, I feel like that's exactly what you did. So it doesn't matter if you don't have like all the people here every week because you can just keep giving us you, and I think everyone loves you. So
thank you. I mean, I was happy. All my friends came today and really made me feel loved, and I had a good time, and that's really all that drag is. So
100%.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Thank you so much, Mickey Mirage, everyone.
Thank you, Amber.
I wish I could snap in the table.
Okay. It's homophobic. I'm sitting here with Lemon Lacroix, who was in your top 3 tonight. How do you feel?
Yes, I feel amazing. It's wild. I seriously didn't have any clue where I was gonna be, especially because I just am really down on myself, and with the judges' critiques, I was like, okay, is that safe, bottom, top? I was like, I don't know.
Right. I mean, we're always our own harshest critic, but obviously you did a great job. And then I also felt like instead of the sort of total humor thing that you did, at least last week, I wasn't there the first week to see your performance, but I felt like it was goofy still, but more just high energy and that playfulness.
Yeah, I wanted to show that I'm not just completely comedy. I still like to be pretty lighthearted. So I wanted to be just high energy and just kind of show the crowd that I can be something a little bit different, you know?
Yeah, totally. That's great. All right, so now I want to get to the good stuff, which is who do you think out of this whole competition is probably your biggest competition?
So I would say Lavish and Adriana, because we've already been in the top 2 together, or the top 3 together, and we like competed and they like, you know, they slayed it. Kenya Sanchez, like unbelievable. Like honestly, every time I see her, I'm like, God damn it, why are you so stunning, you know? Yeah.
You all have some really mad skills, and there are a lot of good contenders this season. So.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you bitches are scary.
Right? Okay, so what is the theme next week? Something dominatrix?
So it's like whips and chains for the runway, and then it's girl groups for the performance.
Cute.
And so the top 3 are all together for the girl group.
Okay.
And then
That kind of gives you an advantage.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm with my biggest competition.
Yeah,
This is
right.
great. I'm like, we're working together. I love that.
Yeah, so sweet. And then you just like throw the marbles like showgirls and knock
Exactly.
them out. Anyway. All right, well, I'm excited to see what you have next week. Thank you for sitting down with me. Lemon Lacroix, everyone. All right, here I am with my sis, Adriana Fonta. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so
Fantastic.
you were, I dare say, in the top 2. Top 3, we don't know for sure, but I thought it was yours for a while. So
Yeah.
really proud of you, though, top 3 again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and also I feel like last season I was kind of known for the inches, and you stole my whole thing and did it better.
Just a
this
little
orange
something I
ponytail.
threw on. Yes.
I live. Okay, so tell me, now that you've gotten to know the girls a little bit and you know where the competition is going, who do you think is your biggest competition?
Biggest competition, I would have to say, personally, probably Kenya Sanchez, because I know she's also a dance queen. I would love to see us go against each other in a lip sync. I feel like that would be sickening. I'd beat her probably. No, I'm just kidding.
So what kind of fire are you going to bring next week to kind of put you above and beyond this week? You don't want to get second again, I mean,
No,
it's
bitch,
still
I want
great.
to win. I want to win. I mean, I think I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing so far. It's working for me. I am just like honestly staying 100% to myself and, you know, what I know that I'm good at. And I said this last week, like, I feel like last season I really tried to, like, make the judges happy, make all these other people happy. This season I'm like, I'm doing me, bitch, and you better get into it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm into it already, so, and I think the audience is too, because number 2 is not so bad. Adriana Fonta, my sis. So lavish. So lavish. How do you feel tonight? Your first win of the season. It's like, what was week 1? Were you in
Top.
You were top?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say, I don't know, maybe you were second, maybe you were third. But let's say you were third, week 1, second week 2, this week, number 1. So where's it gonna go from here?
I'm just gonna keep winning and keep slaying it. I hope.
Just become a host next week and
It's actually my competition. No, I'm terrible.
So how did you feel after they called you out? Because you did end up doing the same song as Adriana Fonta, and I have to say I was sitting with Lola and she was like, wait a second, do they not have a group thread like we did where we all list things?
I like went through our group chat and I saw like the new poster was up and stuff like that, and I didn't think to scroll up.
Never make that mistake again.
Yeah, and I just picked. I was like, oh, these are my favorite '80s songs like of all time. Like I've lived, like love this stuff. Yeah, and I like didn't mean to steal her moment
Of
at
course
all.
not, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a dumbass. Sorry.
Well, we all make mistakes. How did you feel having to like do that battle afterwards?
Oh, I was kind of glad they threw us that little challenge because I was like, yes, let me prove it. Let me show that like this was like my idea from the beginning, but also that like I needed to be put through the ringer. I made a mistake.
Right. Well,
put me through it.
It also kind of gave you an opportunity to then win because you did earn it.
Yeah, I think I showed everyone that like, I mean, she is insanely amazing, and I was just glad to hold a candle to her and like perform with her. It was really fun.
I love Adriana so much. She's
so good.
But I have to say that like a lot of that lip sync, I just couldn't keep my eyes off you. So someone to look out for, y'all.
Me? Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know who you're talking about. Okay, so we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I want you to tell me, give me the drama. Who do you think is your biggest contender in this competition?
I'm like not even trying to give a pageant answer at all, but like every week, like I don't know who's gonna pull out what.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like I'm trying to do my own thing.
Yeah,
trying to kill
fair.
it.
It is early to say.
Yeah,
so.
no, I mean, everyone's amazing. Mickey's amazing, Synthetic. I could literally list all of them and be like, yeah, they could turn it out.
I like that answer. I'll take it.
I wish I was less of a pageant answer.
Yeah, later we'll get some more tea out of you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
shady.
do you have ideas for next week with the Lips and Chains and the girl group? I mean, the girl group you have.
We were checking in. We got some ideas flowing. We're gonna have a little group chat, you know. But the little mini challenge. I got some stuff brewing. I think it's gonna be cute. I need to go to Michael's and buy some chains.
Yes, exactly. All right,
I gotta take down my harness from my room. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Now we're getting the real tea. All right, we're excited to see everything next week. Congrats again. And
Thank you.
Lavish. So damn lavish.
Follow me.
All right, here I am with your hostesses with the mostesses. Miss Kim Passable.
Hi.
And Veronica Pop.
Hi everyone.
First week we have both of them together.
Literally, it's been a week.
All right, so first of all, I want to address a couple of things that happened with a contestant from last season that shall not be named, but pretty much everyone knows who it is. But let's talk about respect and respecting people who came before you and gave you an opportunity to do something like these two did for myself and everyone else in the competition, and talking about respecting just people in general. And that's how you get booked, that's how you make friends, and that's how you get through life, is getting along with people, and it makes it more fun that way. So
Okay, yeah, I'll talk about it. So, the night was Saturday night. I was at Splash Chicago talking to our resident judge / AGM at Splash Chicago, Marco Vargas. I was like, hello, how are you? How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. I hate that you're working. I wish you were partying, all that stuff. And all of a sudden I feel an arm coming between us, separating us. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, who's this? And it's a season 1 contestant who has recently received some controversy on Twitter. And I said, it doesn't make you famous. It means that people are telling you what we're telling you all season 1 is to change your name, don't be problematic, stop stirring the pot with people, and stop being an asshole. And maybe people will put you on their show flyers. And she got all pressed and like stormed off. So I go to Charlie's an hour later and I get a text. And mind you, season 1, we gave our phone numbers out so that the contestants could message us at like a last minute, just in case of emergency. Season 2, you will not get the digits because of this one character who decided to text us every single day. And she decided to text me an hour later and go, hey, I couldn't help but think about it. I got home like an hour ago, and I couldn't help but think about how irrelevant you sounded when you were telling me I should change my name. Anyway, fuck off, mold. Thank you. And I said, okay. They read it, and then I blocked them on my number and Facebook and Instagram. And that is basically how it's gonna work. Like, if you're a douchebag to like me and Veronica and people who are producing shows and events, you're probably a douchebag to everybody. So like, don't be a douchebag and just move on your life in a merry fashion.
Wow, bitch. A lot of people don't realize that Chicago's a really small scene behind the scenes. So like, I have like contacts with like Hydra, I have contacts with like Splash, and then Skylar, and it's just like we all kind of talk about like who we should not book. So like, if you're not being nice at Splash, you're probably not gonna be nice at Scarlet or Hydra or Charlie. So it's like, people think like, oh, I'm just gonna be a bitch at Scarlet. Baby girl, you're probably not gonna get booked across the board.
Anywhere.
So I'm like, that's why people don't realize that like, you just literally have to be humble, because you never know. The queen that you're talking down to might end up having a show next year and is going to remember when you talk down to her, because now she has the power to pay your bills. And like myself, I will not book someone that I do not like.
Right. Well, I think you nailed it on the head yesterday, Brent, when you told me that you spread positivity and you want to see people lifted up and you want to help everyone. And that, to me, is just like the mindset to have. Like, why do you want to be rude to people and mean to people? It's like, just
like, I work so much. I'm like, do you not want me? Like, I want a day off. Like, baby girl, you're good too. Like, let me help you become someone like me. Like, for example, I told Lola that. I go, when she won, I was like, are you ready to work? Are you going to want to work? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, look at her now. Same thing with you. I'm like, you want to work? So it's like, if you want to work, I'm going to find a way to get you booked. But if you make me pissed and you make me want to hit you, then it's not going to happen.
Right. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the competition. I thought tonight was really sick. This is the first time I actually was able to get here at 7 because I didn't work today. So I got to see everyone perform. Who were the standouts to you this week? And then explain to me overall standouts.
My standout was Mickey and Kenya and Lavish. That was like, obviously I wasn't here the first week, but from seeing them just from last week and the audition, which a lot of them weren't here for the audition, it was just like nuts. I was like, holy shit. Like, I think my favorite was Mickey's like dildo number was giving me life. I was like, baby girl, I've seen you take bigger than that, but we won't talk about that. It was like this big. I go, baby girl, it's 2020, open up. But yeah, I love Kenya too. Such a good performer.
All right, Kim.
I actually feel very similarly. I thought Kenya Sanchez, surprise, was super sickening, and Mickey Mirage as well. Lavish was fantastic. I thought also everybody this week just like stepped their game up another level, which is exactly what we're looking for. Everyone's makeup got a little bit more fine-tuned. Everyone's look was just more polished. I feel like everyone was just feeling the vibe of this week. I also thought Synthetic did a really fabulous job, especially going first is really difficult. I've been in that situation before. It's hard. She looked really put together. Lemon Lacroix looks sickening.
Sorry. I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to say I have seen Kim go first, and no one was there yet. A fully empty room, and when I say an empty room, I mean not a soul. And she didn't play around with it and goof off. Well, I mean, it was early. She didn't play around and goof off. It was like she hit that every move. She slayed like it was a crowded, packed house. So that is what it takes to go first.
I just feel like if there's 5 people there or 500, like those 5 people matter, you know, they are there. That's their night. They have decided to come to you, and you should be so blessed and grateful that they're in the room to see you and put on a show as if there was 500 people there. Like, they deserve it. They're your people, and those are the ones you win over, and they're going to keep coming back. So, like, why disrespect them with being boring or, like, not trying?
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you guys for sitting down with me. Happy to have you both by my side.
I'm glad I'm sober this time.
You were sober last time. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, thank you, Kim Passable, Veronica Pop. Love you. She announces to the whole crowd tonight, now that I won, I can afford all the shoes. $7 shoes.
$7.
Okay. All right, so
Hi.
I'm sitting here with Lola Madison, your season 1 winner, and my good sis.
Hey, bestie.
Actually, this is her male alter ego,
Isaac Zire.
Isaac Zires. Ooh, your desires.
Oh, okay, stripper name.
Okay, so tell me who your standouts were this week, as well as a whole for the whole competition so far.
Ooh, that's a difficult question, girl. You're trying me tonight. Adriana Fonta, of course.
That ponytail.
That ponytail was everything. I was like, how did she do that? How many women did it take to make that wig?
How many small children had to braid that hair together?
Mickey Mirage. I would say those were my top 2 this week.
Yeah.
It was very hard to say who I liked more, but Mickey Mirage's was so funny. It was so thought out. But damn, Adriana's was also so very good. I love her look. That ponytail gave me life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say those were my top 2 of the week.
It's kind of the same thing overall then too, or?
I would say Kenya Sanchez is always a standout for me. She's such a great entertainer. I'm definitely rooting for her. Speaking of the devil, she heard her name. She was like, somebody talking about me.
Is that over there?
She can't find her phone, people. No, that's my phone. Don't touch it.
Oh.
No.
Kenya Sanchez.
Speak of the devil, she's one to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. I would say those are my standouts, although I'm also rooting for Mercy Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
She's been one of my favorites from the get-go. But she's young and she's learning, and I really feel like she's taking notes, but she needs to step her
She's definitely taking notes. Last week she was standing behind the camera listening to us talk.
Oh, she was taking notes.
That was smart. Okay, so actually, getting into that, not necessarily specifically Mercy, but to anyone, do you see anyone that you want to give a quick shout out of advice to?
Shout out for I would say this in general to all of them. I was talking to Miss Kenya today, and I would say you really have to think outside of the box. When you think of music, don't just think of the music. Think of, we there was an 80s challenge today, so you got to think of what are my favorite 80s movies. Boom, and then with 80s movies, you can connect to music and then connect the look. So there, I would say there's like three concepts or three things that you can do to mesh them all together so that they get a production. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of queens that I've been watching, they're safe to stand in front of the judges as soon as their music starts, and then they start working the crowd. But I feel like they need to give more and then start working the crowd, because I feel like they really don't have like a concept or a reveal or something, so they're like, well, I'm just gonna stand here for 2 seconds and I'm gonna walk around and collect my money.
I think that's a dead giveaway. Like, even I've been guilty of it, where it's sort of like you do have an idea in your head, but then maybe you lose it for a second, and then it just ends up being like your whole performance is just kind of gathering tips, and it's not really enough of a show. So I agree, that's a really good.
Yes, you gotta bring more, because this is a competition.
Yeah,
people want to see something.
Right.
But go ahead. No, you go. It's your show.
I was gonna say, I definitely think, like, especially as it gets further and further each week, you're like, damn, I have to actually do way more than I ever thought I could do, or way more, like, bigger things than I ever imagined, because otherwise I'm going home, and that's.
I would say towards the middle of the competition last year is when we really had to like add more shit to what we were doing. And that's kind of like when I kind of like stepped out of my box and started doing things, like poetry or rapping. Like I'm not a rapper. And never what I thought I would do poetry at a drag competition, but I somehow used it and blended in, with other things, other theatrics, and that's how you have to think outside of the box, because we don't at a competition you don't want to just see somebody just lip sync. Right. You got to do more. Bring a dance number, bring a friend, give me strobes. Adriana did a little strobe tonight, which I was like, come on, bitch. Oh, you found your phone, girl!
Well, thank you so much for your commentary. Always love having you. Lola Madison, she's a legend.
Lola Madison 6 on Instagram.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I am with your judges tonight. St. Mark's.
Hi.
And Miss Miranda.
Hi.
And Olasia was here, but she didn't like the lighting.
She was very drunk.
Oh, was she? Mm-hmm. I didn't even notice.
I love her. She's gonna kill me for that.
Well, she gave some like really sweet, like intimate advice to Kenya Sanchez. It was actually like really beautiful. So, I mean, if that's what you do when you're drunk, good for you, right?
Only her. Only her.
Well, I think she was on her way out. Just happened to be here, but I mean, unless she just loves Kenya, I don't know. All right. So, who tonight did you think was your standout? And also, I want to know who overall so far has been your standout. Mark, we'll start with you.
I thought that tonight, my two, one got rewarded and one did not. It was Lavish and Mickey Mirage. Hands down, that would have been my top. The audience votes how they vote. It's obviously very important. This is part of the competition, but those were the standout performers for tonight for me.
I actually really agree with that, but what do you think?
I completely agree. If I was just to narrow it down to the top person, I would say, for me, I was very, I think we both were shocked that Mickey wasn't in the top. Mickey's number made us laugh. It was very 80s, very 90s. And she also came back from last week. And unfortunately, the audience vote didn't give her that. But I think she killed it. And I think she should know that watching this. And I think we both felt that. We were both very kind of like, what the hell is going on with her not being in the top 3?
Yeah, totally. All right, so next week, what kind of things are you guys looking for? I know last week you had opinions about certain things you don't want to see. I want just give me the tea.
Which they all heard. But I'm glad they heard it, because tonight they brought something different than just that. Whips and chains, to me, I want to see sex. I want to see different. I think the thing about a competition is we're not challenging you to change your drag. It's more like, how can you, I kept saying this today, how can you put this filter of this challenge on your drag? So like, what does that mean to you? So whips and chains, I think, should be super sexy, super hot. Obviously, I would love to see you interpret it differently. And then girl groups, for me, it's like, we're queer, we're here. Girl groups are inspiring, and like they're a part of like everything that we are, and we love power and femininity. So I want to see that showcased, how well you can work together. And then obviously there's always someone that goes solo, so how well you can work as a individual too, I think stands out. So
I hear that. Also, well, let's go to Miranda first, and then I'll ask my next question.
Can I say something? No, I think the same thing. There's also queens that I know who will rock that challenge. Think of Lavish, think of Synthetic. That is their brand, and I'm expecting them to kill that. But what I want to see from them in the girl group is putting together a cohesive number that just represents the girl group that they are representing. And that, I think that is the biggest challenge that people are going to have next week. It's not about being sexy, because I think everyone's sexy in their own way, and especially when it comes to those two, like I said before, Lavish and Synthetic, they're automatically sexy, but it's also like, how are you going to work with a group is what I'm most excited to see next week.
Oh, Lavish and Synthetic are really sexy. I get it.
Is that not their brand?
I mean,
Lavish literally can give you a pole dance, a lap dance, and so can Synthetic.
You know who Miranda's thinking about later. All right, so
I hate you, but I am thinking about it.
Anyway, aren't we all? So we'll tell everyone about this new rule where if you pick the same song, because two people had the same song, and the rule has always been in the group thread, you call your song and the first person to call it gets it. But tonight, Lavish had somehow missed the message that Adriana was doing the same song as her, so you guys kind of threw in a little twist.
Yeah.
You want to start?
Do you want to start, baby?
I think that me personally, I would have changed my song. I think I like that AJ pointed out like a cool, you could have done like the skip song moment throughout her number with Lavish. But I think we want to keep the audience engaged as much as possible. So to do a random lip sync is obviously pretty gaggy. And I think the thing that shocked us the most was Adriana has been the lip sync assassin for a whole season, and I thought Lavish
right there. That's
true. I thought Lavish held her own, and I think that for other girls it might be shocking, but here's the thing: call your song first, and at the end of the day, just follow the rules. Like it's pretty simple, I feel.
Right. Well, I mean, I think she just missed it somehow. I don't think she purposely did it, but still, it's like it's a learning lesson. Like I told her earlier, I'm like, well, you're not gonna do that again. That's for sure. So.
But it's like impact over intent. You know what I mean?
I do. For me personally, I think that Lavish did not mean to do the same song. That I don't think that was ever her intent. But I think for her, just as someone who's growing and someone who's becoming bigger and bigger every single week, that's something you have to learn. Is like when you're you're doing a show and there's a group chat, you have to pay attention to that group chat. There's things that, hey, if I'm doing a show with you, I have you at Scarlet, we're doing a takeover, for instance, and we're doing Beyonce, and I couldn't pull it off, but Crazy in Love. And you, 2 days later, call Crazy in Love. People are going to be like, no, did you not see that this already happened? Right. I think it was a learning opportunity for her. But for me today, I was very, very impressed with how Lavish handled things. And her lip sync was up there. Her reveals were up. I think she handled it well, but also like on the flip side of it is like that never should have been a situation. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay. Totally. Well, yeah. I mean, I think some good drama though in a way. So
it is.
I don't
and
hate
that's what they're always looking for.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week I think we'll hopefully be sickening with the Whips and Chains and the girl group. So we'll see what they bring. Thank you guys so much for sitting down with me. St. Mark's.
We always go last, and we're always so drunk.
No, last week you went first. You just
drunk
season. We missed you. But.
Drunk episode 1, sober episode 2, drunk episode 3.
Are you drunk?
No.
But I will say,
I'm saying maybe.
For Amber, I am so proud of you for like taking what you did in season 1 and you didn't win, but like making this whole entire show.
I won.
You. Can I finish what I'm talking about?
I wasn't even saying anything, you stupid.
I hate my sister. Well, you're a genius, and that is something I'm so proud of. Like, that's exactly how anybody should handle a situation. It's like, hey, I didn't win. I'm not gonna be labeled as the queen, but like, I have a whole new YouTube channel. That's how you do it, and I'm so proud of you, baby.
Thank you
You
so
look
much.
amazing. Now, if we can take off this belt,
I was gonna say also if we could take off those shoes.
No,
these shoes.
She has a hat. Take the belt.
If you could take off these Bella the Ball shoes, I would be so happy.
They're not wedges.
They look so much better this close to my face.
All right, let's call it quits.
Lola, take off that hat.